This is the Surly Grognards for July 24th, 2019. This is Peter
Hooray!
Bowman, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend and co-host, Eric Carlson. How you doing tonight, Eric?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent. We had to delay for a night, but we're here.
Hooray!
Yeah. So this week, I suspect it's some of our topic, at least conversation, is going to be a little bit somber.
Yeah.
Uh, shall we say? So, when was this? It was last week, right?
It was last week,
Yeah.
towards the end of the week, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it was like a week ago, like
Yeah.
almost exactly a week at this point. It was last Thursday, I think. Yeah. So last week, in a man walked into the Kyoto Animation Studios and set it on fire. And a lot of people were injured and died, and it's god awful.
Yeah.
And I think we both want to sort of unload a little bit because we both have thoughts, and I
A
think
few.
also, I mean, as even if I have to say, even if you are not a huge fan of the particular series Kyoto Animation has done, they are one of the most they were one of the most they are and were one of the most important animation studios in Japan. Uh, they did a lot of really important work, and there's a lot to admire about them as a studio, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Um,
I'm gonna put this right out there. I'm not fond of their primary genre, which is slice of
yeah,
life and cute girls doing cute things.
right.
It's not my bag, but like at all. But Jesus Christ, they know their shit. Like I don't care what you're watching. Like even if it's the most boring saccharine drivel you get shoved down your throat. It was fucking gorgeous,
Yeah,
and like they understood story structure and characterization. Like their writers were top notch. Like these guys, and they like fucking paid their employees a proper wage, which is
they
a problem across the entire industry, not just in anime.
yeah, no, totally. They treat their employees better than basically any studio in Japan, and most
Pretty much
studios in the
in the
anywhere.
state. Yeah.
Anywhere. Like, let's be real. It is. They are probably. It's hard to just to know what tense to use with them right now. I'm going to use are because I'm going to use the present tense
Yeah,
because
I'm going to assume that they'll recover partially because Jesus Christ, the outgoing of support for them.
and deservedly so.
Absolutely.
Uh, but yeah, yeah, I would say in terms of how they treat their employees, and especially and the opportunities they had for women in Japan in
Mm.
the animation industry, which was bordering on unheard of for a long time. Uh, like seriously, they are exemplary.
I honestly can't wrap my head around why you would attack Kyoto Animation of all the studios. That's like you're
I
kicking puppies. You're
I mean
kicking really talented puppies.
I mean it's as I said, we were talking about this sort of via text chat and earlier, and there is I can't think of a reason to do this is there is no reason to do this, no matter the studio. This is just there is no logic to this. There is no. I mean, there might be some sort
Frankly,
of
while I have a sort of morbid curiosity as to the reasoning, I ultimately don't give a fuck because
no,
fuck this dude.
yeah. But like they. It's like but it's not even just a case of like I mean even beyond like the sort of like why would anyone do this to any animation studio, like especially KyoAni. I mean,
Yeah, like here's the thing: Kyoto Animation is at you're going to find if you're going to find shows that you like that they've done.
oh yeah,
Like even in genres that you might not like, they've got ones that you will love.
I mean,
because
I will say flatly, they've done some stuff that I know that I like. That's not like they do non slice of life stuff.
certainly like
Full Metal
Beyond
Panic. They did the second and third seasons of Full Metal
the,
Panic,
yep, second and third seasons
which
of Full
is
Metal Panic. They did
incredible.
Beyond the Boundary, which is kind of slice of lifey, but I really love it. So,
um,
um, Jesus Christ, like fucking Violet Evergarden, like get ready to cry,
yeah,
and it's gorgeous. While you're like, seriously, Violet Evergarden. Here's our tech demo. Why am I crying? This is a tech demo.
but yeah,
like,
they are by I would say they are among the best at doing character animations.
oh, absolutely. Like they can convey like a stupendous amount of emotion and nuance with like three lines on someone's face,
Yeah,
and the way that they'll shift. Like they they really know their shit,
yeah,
and yeah, I'm just yeah. I just the loss of life and the loss of art involved because there's a ton of shit
yeah,
that was in that building that is ash and dust now,
yeah,
and it's just fucking heartbreaking.
yeah.
And it can't be recreated because a it's ash and dust now, and two, chances are better than average the person that made it's dead
Yeah.
because of this fucker, and that's yeah, that I'm not good at conveying the degree of sorrow and outrage involved in this.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I don't think either's are particularly good at that. It's not
we're
not our
not
wheelhouse,
terribly
shall we
like
say?
we're not particularly in touch with the makey feely bits. Let's put it that way. At least not on a vocal level.
Yeah. Also, it's just I don't. I honestly, it's like there is nothing that like. I mean, it's just I think also part of it is I don't want to I want to sort of focus more. I also do personally want to focus more on what the studio has done and what they mean more than anything else, and just
Mm.
and really hope that those who survived are able to move forward and be able to keep doing what they clearly loved doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I mean
Like
that's the thing
there's
is
not a frame without a stupendous amount of passion in there
no
for any one of their projects.
yeah, I mean yeah, again, like I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the stuff they've done just because like it's not my genre, and that's fine.
Right.
But I respect the living hell out of what they've done, and I totally understand why so many people love them as a student, love the stuff they put out. Like I get it,
Oh, oh,
absolutely get
absolutely.
it.
Like I let's use Kaon as our example.
Sure,
Kaon is exactly the kind of saccharine sweet, cute girls doing cute things in high school thing that I find terminally boring. Like,
right,
if it's your bag, awesome,
yep,
that's great.
absolutely,
More power to you. I will never begrudge someone's taste in art.
right,
Well, I will, but I'll do so jokingly. um, but like, watch 5 minutes of that, and just the degree of it's two girls having tea, and the degree of artistry going into that
yeah,
for just the way their eyes move, their hand gestures. There's stuff that doesn't need to move for for a bit of exposition about with two girls having tea does
yeah,
because they thought it should.
yeah.
They're not cutting corners, and it's not to say they don't cut corners. They just I have no idea how they do it because I can't find it.
Oh my god.
Because these guys are we're consummate professionals. Are
Mm-hmm.
consummate professionals. I don't know what term tends to use right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is really, as I said, we're both struggling with that, honestly.
Like I have no doubt the studio will survive. Just the degree of support and
Yep.
money and love going towards it, like the studio will
Yeah.
survive. But how much of its soul is
There is a
going to remain, I have
GoFundMe
no idea.
being there's a GoFundMe that I think it's Sentai Filmworks is doing
Yep.
running for them, which has raised a truckload of money for them already. And I believe, as of the recording, I think it's still going. Hang on, let me double check to make sure of that.
I remember hearing something that you can also buy prints directly from
Yes, you can. Yep.
Kyoto Ani to help with that.
Yes,
So
you can buy prints, digital prints directly from them, which puts no tax, like no level of effort on anybody at KyoAni right now. It's just money that goes directly to the studio to help them. Like,
and you get a pretty picture.
yeah, and yeah, the GoFundMe is still going. They've raised the GoFundMe that the Sentai Filmworks is doing is still going, and they've raised over $2 million so far.
Which is great. Plus, whatever insurance and whatnot. Financially they'll be fine. It's just everything else I'm worried about.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
And the studio will survive because as a result of that. But like I said, it's the how much of its soul, how much of what's the part that made it great will survive. So, yeah.
yeah. I mean, and I also want to say it's not just the animators. The composers who
No,
work for this, but
the director,
the composers, the
directors, the
sound people
writers,
who do the sound work.
oh Jesus, yeah, the amount of music anime they did. Like again, back to KyoAni, fucking sound blah, blah, blah.
Euphonium.
Thank you.
And just like that one thing, the school festival bit from the Melancholy of Harui Suzumiya,
Yep.
which I'm not a fan of that series.
Weirdly, I am. Like even Endless Eight. Like I
respect.
I never want to watch Endless Eight again. But
I respect Endless Eight. I didn't like it, but I respect the commitment to the bit.
Yeah, like that. And first time watching it, like it does a good job of like building up and then hitting you with the degree of existential terror involved.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jesus Christ, we have to do this again.
But yeah, I mean, I got nothing but love for this for them, and I really, 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 I have to say, I'm trying to think of this.
Said it before. It's not. I've said it way before this tragedy, and I'll say it 1,000 times more. Not my bag, but Jesus Christ, do they know how their shit? Jesus Christ,
across
they
the
know
board.
their shit.
It's not just they're good at animation; they're just a good. Their studio is incredible across the board.
I actually did not know about like how well they treated their animators until this tragedy. It sucks that it took that to become it took this for me to realize that
I heard about
what should not have been a footnote, but for somehow was.
Yeah, it's one of those things I heard about fairly recently, but I heard about it not long. I heard about it before this, but it's one of the things I'd heard and sort of filed away back in my head, and then this happened, and I'm like, and someone else mentioned, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, but like they've, I have. So Eric, we're talking about this. Is you there? We as I think we both have stuff they've done we like. I mean, we mentioned as we're not a big fan of these genres, their main genre, but I still want to talk about the stuff we like of theirs because I think it
Sure.
I mean, there's only so much we can talk about, like
So. So this happened. I immediately started rewatching Beyond the Boundary.
Right.
Which manages to have this like adorable little love story between two supernatural weirdos who very much consider themselves outsiders and freaks, and they kind of are. And the degree and just all the while, like there's monster fighting and demon slaying and high school bullshittery, and of course there's a fucking idol episode because there's always an idol episode. Other studios do beach episodes. Kyoto Ani does idol episodes. And yeah, it's just and we did it for 3 Men in an Anime. I know, like you and Gav weren't as big a fans of it as I was.
We liked it, and I would
you
say
liked it, and you didn't like it as much as I did, which is cool.
No, you liked it more, and I will say it was helped immensely by the movie.
Yes.
As the narrative structure of the series was helped immensely by the movie. And I
I,
liked I liked the show a lot better after the movie than I did before we watched the movie. I remember that. But like God, the animation was spectacular, as
oh
unsurprisingly
Jesus
as
Christ.
KyoAni. The
Yeah, because it's
music was
Kyoto
great.
Annie. Like the music was great. Like even the stupid idol episode, which by the way was fucking gorgeous because everything they do is gorgeous.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an example. It's a great example of just how good they are at KyoAni is at everything.
Yes.
Like everything they do in the process of making an animated television series, they're good at. You know, they're the writers who do the adaptation work from the I
Yep.
believe, yeah, it's adopted from a light novel series. So the writers they have on staff to do the adaptation did an incredible job. I
Yep.
assume I can't comment on what this light novel series is like in terms of how good an adaptation was, in terms of how well it's adapted, but the end result was good. Um, and the sound work was really good. The animation was, as always, spectacular. The music was great. Uh, just it's a very very well put together, well done show.
And something else that and the show's just a lot of what I like about the show is just indicative of KyoAni
Mm-hmm.
in general, like typical of their work. Like the characterizations involved from the writers and the direction, and the organic way you see the friendships develop between them,
Right.
because it's more than just like the two main characters doing the whole anime. I like her, but blah 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 thing. Um, because like the two male leads, just the degree of chicanery those two get up to by accident. Like it's a really, I just really like that show,
Oh yeah.
and it's probably my favorite of theirs. There's also the Melancholia of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is just a great fun show that'll occasionally like kick you in the feels
Yeah.
because it's kind of what they do.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and for
I I've not rewatched
yeah,
anything of theirs yet. I'm going to go back and rewatch Full Metal Panic at some point.
I should do that too. It's been years.
it was on my list of things I wanted to rewatch because it's been so long, and the new season came out somewhat recently.
Right.
So it's like, okay, sure, I should rewatch Full Metal Panic, and now I'm like, I really should, you know, yeah, I should watch that. Full Metal Panic
Um,
is good stuff.
a show I did not realize was theirs that I had a lot of fun with is Richigo,
Ah,
which is this bonkers like absurdist high school girls comedy. And when I say bonkers absurdist, like I dropped my I dropped the hot dog from my bento box, and now we're gonna do a 5-minute action scene about the ridiculous way in which they try to save it, which somehow involves a chain gun.
which show is this?
uh, Richigo? Am I pronouncing that right?
I don't know. How's it spelled?
I'm gonna find out right now.
I don't recognize the name, and it's like, what?
But, well, I can't spell, so that's a problem.
Fair. Is it Nishijo you're thinking of?
Nichijou, that's it. Yes,
Okay,
I
okay.
just found it.
Yeah, that's one that is on my list of things I do want to check out entirely because it is bizarre, absurdist humor, which is very hit or miss for me. But I like giving it a shot when I can.
And it's totally my bag. Like
Oh
it will
no no
crack
no!
me up every
Everything
time.
I've heard about it is like this is something Eric would love. It's something that I might like a lot. I'm either going to love it or probably hate it. I can't. I
There's a scene where a puppy bites a girl's hand, and she screams so loud she causes a laser blast to go through the solar system and blow up Saturn.
okay.
This is my bag.
Yeah, definitely Eric's wheelhouse. Yeah, I also have to watch Violet Evergarden at some point. Like, it's on my list of things I need to watch at some point because A, it looks fucking gorgeous, and B, it's supposed to be very well written, and I just got to make sure I'm like,
Yeah, you're gonna cry watching that. A, because it's so fucking beautifully done, Jesus Christ, and B, because it's fucking Violet Evergarden.
mm,
Yeah, I
um,
don't care how hard or badass you are, you're gonna cry watching that show.
sure, that's fine. I freely admit there's been plenty of stuff I've watched that has moved me to tears, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Um, there's been some stuff that I found very sad and depressing that didn't, mostly because it caused me to become numb. Looking at you.
Angle grinder of misery.
Oh my god, that show. I'm blanking on the name all of a sudden.
Psychono?
Psychono, otherwise she the ultimate weapon. Yeah, not Psychono, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend. That's an entirely different series.
Yeah, different series there.
Very different genre. um, yeah, yeah, she the ultimate weapon did yeah that was the angle that just I was numb. But yeah, and I despite while it is not a perfect show and it definitely has some flaws to it, it's got episodes I'm not a big fan of. It's got bits I'm not a big fan of. I still overall am a huge fan of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Uh,
Yep.
and I get why you're not.
And I can't deny the quality at all. The
Yeah,
show's damn good at its job. Like it's not my bag, like at all, but it's
but
gorgeous to
like,
look at. The characterization's great. The relationships all work. It's a
and it's
really
just got
good
these
show.
it's got
It's
these
just
moments
not
of
my
just
bag.
oh yeah, no, totally. But it's got these moments of just that are just so like this is what KyoAni is the best at. Like little character moments of little small bits of micro animation that
Yep.
just utterly just completely or not even just micro animation, just choices in what to animate and when and how to just as we said when we were doing the episode of 3MA, the moment when Kobayashi realizes that Toru is gone. And she's just sort of sitting at the table and reacting to that very, very subtly. It's just you can see like exactly how much she realizes how much it hurts that Toru's gone. It's like it's just beautifully animated, and I agree with you that I wish there was more actual like stuff happening throughout the entirety of the show, but I was okay with that for the most part. I'm not sure I really
Well,
want
like I said, yeah, I've said before, it's just
not your bag, and that's fine.
it's not my bag, and that's yeah, that's just all I got to say
Yeah,
about
but
that
dear God,
aspect.
it is beautifully animated, and again, like all the surrounding production work, from the music
Yeah.
to the. I agree with you and Gav. I'm not a big fan of the opening theme. Um, but the rest of the show's music I think is really good, and the sound work's incredible. Um, but yeah, I honestly, like I can't like I'm looking at like their TV their what I'm looking on their wiki page and looking at Wikipedia page and looking at the shows they've done. I've not seen all of it, but literally not a single show on the list is I have not. There's nothing in here that I've heard is bad. I've heard like there's some stuff that's not people's bag that like, I don't like this because it's not my style of thing. But like everything they've done at least has somebody that has people like if it's in someone's wheelhouse they're going to like it. It's executed well.
Yes.
And like I also some of their movies I've heard are absolutely incredible. I've not seen most of them. Everything I've heard about A Silent Voice is just absolute just like I should probably watch this at some point.
Yeah. I need to be prepared for that one.
Yeah, Sam. Uh, but like literally, like their movies are all apparently very good. The as I said, the continuation movie of Beyond the Boundary was very well done, and as that helped the show series immensely. Everything I've heard about the sequel movie to Haruhi Suzumiya, the Melancholy Haruhi
Mm.
Suzumiya, the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya is apparently very, very good. I've not seen it, but Um, just like everything I've heard is that, like they just don't. They everything they do is just made with passion and love and is great. Um, and I hope that someday they will make a triumphant return of some sort, and we'll see new stuff from them. But I don't know when that'll happen. And it's going to take time, and I don't know
Yeah,
how much.
it's
This is. Ugh. I mean, it's honestly just like it's soul crushing to know this happened. Honestly, but I do take some comfort in like there's no silver lining to it to this, but I take some comfort in the response to it.
yeah,
Again, this is not a silver lining. This is just a I am because there is no silver lining to what happened. Like there just isn't. This is unequivocally a terrible thing, and yeah, but the outpouring of love and support for them is both encouraging and deserved. Uh,
absolutely.
and I'm glad that people have been moved to express their love and sympathy for this group of people halfway across the world that like
Halfway, I think they're directly across from us.
yes, but you're right.
Yeah,
I'm
literally on the
underselling
other
it.
planet. Yeah,
On the other side of the world that most of us here in the states will never get a chance to meet. Um, but they've made an impact they made an impact on the world. Honestly, and just even if it is a small part of it, just it's they've done so much good work. And again, I want to reiterate, I'm just so I the way they ran their business, and they were able to be a successful animation studio while treating their workers well and paying them well and giving opportunities to do stuff that the
and
people who work there
that's
wanted to do.
and that's the thing. This is a successful, beloved studio that did that treated its employees correctly, didn't overwork them, paid them an actual fucking wage, and all it took was some decent management skills, and
Mm-hmm.
which is why I will forever call bullshit when people say, "Oh, we can't do that because it would cost too much." Fuck you.
Yeah.
I've seen there are too many counter examples you just don't want to try.
Yep. And yeah.
So,
But yeah,
but I'm not going to get on that screed right now.
no. But yeah, long story short is we got nothing but love for KyoAni, and really, really, really thank you to the like I want to
Yeah,
just say thank you for what they've done. And again, I'm not a huge the most stuff they put out is not my wheelhouse, but I've got nothing but love and respect for them.
yeah. They earned my respect a long time ago,
Oh
despite
yeah,
the fact that like
absolutely. No,
they're
no.
really good at their jobs, and yeah,
Like
well,
just look like again like looking at like we've said I don't know how many times we can say this, but we're gonna say it again. Just looking at the stuff they put out, just visually, it's just
Jesus Christ, yeah, like even if you fucking hate the show, just watching it can be a joy at least one time through.
hmm, just the like just even just from the clip of the memed clip of the dancing from the group of girls dancing from Melancholy or
Yep,
Mia. That right there, like that is the first thing I know that I knew was from something that I heard was associated with Kyoto Animation. I didn't know at the time that Full Metal Panic was them. I had no idea that.
right. I think it
But
was one of their first things. It was they're like, hey, look what we can do. We're brand new. Um,
yeah, it's yeah,
I
the
might be wrong. Who knows? I'm
Full
an idiot
from what I'm
sometimes.
seeing, the Full Metal Panic season 2 was their first series they did.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, they've done a lot of stuff, and they're not as prolific as some of the bigger studios, but they're smaller. I mean, you know, but they've done stuff before. They've been around. They've been around since '81,
Yeah.
but like, and Full Metal Panic was 2000, like early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Yeah. It was about the time when they started making a scene, shall we say, or making the scene. So, in conclusion, I'm I know for a fact there are other like more prominent members of the anime community out there, including several YouTubers I follow, have already done much better
Yes.
tributes than this.
Oh, we are not the.
But I just wanted to throw my hat in the ring.
Yep.
Not even what am I competing about? There's no hats. There are no hats or rings here. Throw my 2 cents in, shall we
Yep.
say?
Sure. Yeah, and again, if you want to help them out, the we've mentioned the two things the on their webpage, their website, you can buy the digital prints, and Sentai Filmworks got that GoFundMe going.
Yeah. Personally, I recommend the prints. It goes straight to
Yep,
the artist,
I would
and
agree with that one.
there's no bullshit handling fees or any of that stuff.
Yeah. Um. So I guess. So that's that. That's that. Hang on one second. Um. So
But in other sad news, Rucker Hauer died.
yeah, I saw that. That was. I
There's
don't.
another guy who was in pretty much every movie I love from the 80s.
He's in one of the. He is in one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. That has probably
He's
the
in
best.
the best sci-fi movie of all time. He's in fucking Blade Runner. He makes that movie.
He is the best. He
So
has the best role in that movie. He is.
absolutely.
I would. There's no arguing on that point. I think. I. You can make
And
him.
that whole like sea beams off the Tannhauser Gate, like that was all improvised
It's
because
brilliant.
he's fucking amazing.
Howard is incredible in that movie. Absolutely incredible in Blade Runner. It's.
And everyone seems to remember Blind Fury, but I always liked him better in Blood of Heroes. First, because it involves playing a death sport with a dog skull and a big chain, but but yeah, no, he's Rucker Hauer's in pretty much every like schlocky movie I ever loved as a kid. So that sucks.
It's too bad. But again, he was in a legitimately great movie and had a legitimately great role in it. And
Yes. No, he's been in several really good
oh
movies.
sure, he was a good actor.
He was he was a really good actor. He just liked making schlock.
Oh yeah. He's in one of my favorite not very good movies from the '80s. Also, he was in he was one of the main characters in Lady Hawk.
Yep, Lady Hawk, another great one. Another one of those schlock movies I really like.
Oh, his character's name was great. Tim Navarre is a great character name. Gotta say,
It really is.
that is a Lady Hawk's not a good movie, but he's a lot of fun in it. Honestly,
I don't know how he added gravitas to a really crappy synthwave
oh god, that
soundtrack,
soundtrack,
but he
that
did.
soundtrack,
That was
man.
a terrible soundtrack. But
Oh, oh, that soundtrack's terrible. Oh, oh.
that didn't mean I didn't love the fuck out of Lady Hawk when I was a kid.
No. I know I loved it when I was a kid too, but going back and watching it, it's not good.
No, it's not. Like I said, the man loved his schlock.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh man, but yeah. No, he'll absolutely be missed. He was a good actor and was in some immensely fun movies, and one legitimately great movie.
Yeah,
Like he's been in other movies that were good, but like
I'm sure he's been in other legitimately great movies, but the one that he'll be remembered for, because goddamn does he deserve to be remembered for, is Blade Runner,
yeah,
because that is actively my favorite movie.
I know,
So,
and I don't blame you for it. It's a
and
very 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 very
he's
very
the
very good movie.
best thing about that movie.
Yep.
So,
No, it
well,
is a
that and
phenomenal movie.
well, there's a lot of things to love about that movie.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
saying he's the best thing is not like
That is no
is
small
a
thing.
significant praise.
It is no small thing. If you are the best thing in one of the greatest movies ever made, uh, yeah. No, I'm
That and Daryl Hannah crushing Harrison Ford's head between her thighs. Because
uh,
that didn't make me realize some things about myself when I was a kid.
uh, so yeah, that's unfortunate. And other movie stuff going on. Maybe something a little bit more upbeat. At Comic Con, the first actual trailer for the CBS's new Picard Star Trek series, Picard, is dropped.
Yes. Oh,
Um,
thank God Star Trek is moving forward in its timeline.
Jesus Christ,
Oh
yes.
my God, Jesus fucking.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there's still a fair amount of nostalgia bait and navel gazing involved,
I
because
don't
it's bringing
care.
back
It's moving forward.
Picard and Seven of Nine, but who fucking cares? It's moving forward.
Honestly,
And
I'm totally okay with 7 of 9 being there. Like, if
I think I like Jerry Ryan and everything she's been in. Like, Jerry Ryan's good
I
at her job.
7 of 9
She
is
was the best
actually.
part about fucking
She
Voyager.
was, absolutely. 7 of 9 is actually a good character, and getting to sort of, unshackle 7 of 9 from Voyager is a good thing, I think.
Absolutely.
Also, Jerry Ryan getting to be in Star Trek and getting to wear actual clothing. And
As
also,
opposed to a cat suit corset combination that prevented her from actually breathing.
yeah,
This is an actual problem. It's
yeah,
why she's so flat and lethargic in a lot of Voyager. It's because she can't actually breathe in that outfit.
yeah. And also, apparently not, from what I understand, not having to work with Kate Mulgrew is apparently a plus for her. They've apparently since made up, but apparently Mulgrew was not nice to her on set. That's from
Yeah,
what I
they
understand.
did not get along, from what I understand, like at all.
Yeah, but apparently Mulgrew has owned up to having been terrible to Jerry on set and has apologized. So good on her.
Well, that's good.
But
Mulgrew is also a crazy, crazy person,
well,
which is to be expected. She's a Star Trek she was played a Star Trek captain. They are all crazy people. We love
yeah.
them for it, but they're all crazy people.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm very happy to see it. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I too am cautiously
There's a
optimistic.
parts of the trailer that look legitimately good. But again, I think the most small part of that is literally just knowing they're not rehashing the past again. It's not another prequel
Yeah,
or another thing set during an era they've already mined to death. Like they're
they're
actually,
moving forward, and I couldn't be happy about
yeah,
that. So
that is
that's
great news.
great.
Um, as I said, it looks good. Um, and
Natalie
I'll also
Portman's
say,
going to be in Thor again for Thor 4,
yep,
which apparently is going to be Lady Thor, which is cool.
yeah, Jane Foster is Thor apparently.
Yeah.
I hope
Hopefully they don't do the dumbass cancer aspect of it, because I found that infuriating. But I
there's a
didn't read
lot.
a lot. I didn't read much of it, but every time they touched on
Yeah, everything
I
I've
found it
heard is
infuriating and insulting, is what I'm saying.
yeah, everything I've heard is that Jane Foster's Thor was handled better in when she showed up in other characters' comic books,
Yep.
and not as she was better in the side comics that she showed up in as opposed to the actual Thor line, which is unfortunate. Um, I did like a comment someone pointed out that since she is actually a licensed, she actually has a PhD. She is not she's Doctor Thor really, which I kind of dig.
That sounds amazing. I that's right. She does have a PhD. She is Dr. Thor.
She is.
This makes me happy. she also have a teaching gig at a university so that she could be Professor Dr. Thor Esquire.
Keep adding more titles. That's it's going to be interesting. The name of the Thor movie is
Love and Thunder,
yeah.
which is that's a great name no matter how you slice it.
Yep. The guy who directed Ragnarok is gonna be doing this one again.
And I loved Ragnarok. I know some people didn't, but
It's it,
they are fundamentally wrong.
it was
Um,
for me. It was a mixed bag. I don't think it worked as well for me as it worked for you, but I overall liked it. I get why people don't like it as much. Like I can totally see it. I don't agree with them completely, but I get it. Um, because it is a good it is a flawed but good movie as far as I'm concerned. But that's most movies.
I thoroughly enjoyed the movie
Sure.
and thought it was great. It's one of those movies that like it sort of does the oh, why can't I remember his name? The Paul Verhoeven thing,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like you can enjoy it on like this completely brain dead, haha, this is fun movie, and then you start peeling back the layers and you realize, holy shit, there's a lot like underneath all the jokes and stuff.
Sure.
Wow.
And I think I would agree with you, except that I
And
think
I love that. And like any kind of movie that can do that, like that can be enjoyed in multiple layers like that. I fucking
there
adore.
are elements of what's sort of the underlying story that and sort of the more heavy emotional moments of the movie that I think are undercut a bit by the timing of some of the usage of humor in it. I think he's not.
I can see that criticism. I don't necessarily agree, but I can see and understand that criticism.
Yeah, there's just he's not as good at doing that sort of thing as Verhoeven is, and that's not again that's not a fair
Well,
comparison.
that's not a fair comparison. Verhoeven's a fucking master. He's
But my point is it doesn't. There's a reason it doesn't work as well for me as Verhoeven stuff does.
right.
Because he's not as good at it, and that's totally fair. You're not. I don't expect him to be as good at it. Um, I part of it is honestly also for me is that some of the humor just falls flat for me in the movie. There's bits that I know people find absolutely hilarious that I didn't actually laugh at all.
That's okay. You're allowed to not have a soul.
I will say flatly, the piss off ghost moment literally just did nothing for me.
I
I
couldn't
know,
stop laughing at that.
I know, I know, I know. A lot of people are that way, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get why that's that funny. It's mildly amusing, kinda. Eh. But overall, good movie. It's a good movie, and some of the stuff in there is fucking incredible.
Mm.
Um,
We also know Thor is going to be in Guardians 3,
yep,
which James Gunn is doing again because fuck yeah.
cool.
I the Guardians are the Guardians movies are the other part of the Marvel universe that I fucking adore. So
I'm honestly most excited for the next Doctor Strange movie,
yes, what is it called?
the
Like
Multiverse of
Mag-
Madness.
yes, that's it. And Jesus Christ, did that sound like a fucking Doctor Strange title if I ever heard
Yes.
one.
I'm looking to look forward to that a little bit, just a little bit.
The thing is, like, we've had one Doctor Strange movie, and he's shown up a couple times and he's shown up in the Infinity War two-parter, and that's all we've had with him. So
And very, very
I'm
briefly in
cautiously
Ragnarok.
optimistic and excited. Yes, very briefly in Ragnarok. So I'm cautiously optimistic and excited, but that does not mean it cannot go off the rails.
Oh,
Like,
of course not. There's not enough about any of these movies to actually be able to form an opinion on any of them yet.
mm.
Not there's just not enough out there yet.
No, we've got titles and trailer, and we've got titles. That's what we've
Yeah,
got.
we've got titles
We don't even have trailers.
and roughly when they're coming out,
Yeah.
which is not for a while for any of them. So yeah. We also got a trailer for the upcoming Harley Quinn animated series.
Yep. Which looks like it'll be fun. Just watching Clayface just be ridiculous. It puts a smile on my face.
That's what I'm. That's another one. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it'll be fun. It's got stuff in it that looks like it could be fun. I am skeptical.
it is the least interesting outfit that Harley wears.
That's not why I'm skeptical. I
And
am skeptical of everything DC
fair enough.
right now.
But what the reason why I mentioned that is like I first shot of that trailer is like, oh, it's this version of Harley. Wonderful.
Yeah,
So
but the trailer
I mean, to be
has her
fair, it
decking.
also involves her kicking like the Joker's ass like 5 times in that one trailer. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm down with that.
Did that? Oh yeah, totally. Like that. That was the. Oh, okay, okay. That's a good sign. Cool. I'm hopeful. That's the one thing that makes me even a little bit optimistic for it. But was there anything else of note? Oh, that's right. They're doing the Marvel's also doing a What If TV series.
Yes, that I'm excited for.
That could be really freaking cool.
That could be a lot of fun. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to bother with Disney Plus streaming.
Yeah.
Simply because if Disney hadn't become this giant entertainment monolith that was devouring other studios and producers left, right, and center, I'd probably be much more inclined to do so. But they have, which means they're fundamentally evil now, despite how nice they may look. So I don't know if I can give them money. So yeah, that's sort of my opinion on the new Disney streaming service.
Yeah.
They're Disney's an evil corporate monolith now, so I don't know if I can give them money.
Well, they've been an evil corporate monolith for a very long time, Eric.
They've taken it to a ridiculous extreme, though. Like to a like, let's make fun of let's make fun of cyberpunk stories extreme.
Yeah. But at any rate, yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff that's coming up in the near future, which could be cool. I have no idea if it will be, but hope springs eternal.
Yes.
Let's see what else is going on of note. There was something I was going to bring up and I forgot what it was. Shoot.
Didn't involve werewolves.
It did not involve werewolves.
Didn't involve orc werewolves.
No.
Didn't involve warehouses, which is a house that turns to a man in the full moon. Actually, that would be a house where. Be a man that turns into a house on a full moon.
Oh God! Now you reminded me of the wolf wares from Ravenloft.
Yes.
Goddamn freaking oh! They're like werewolves, but more badass. Wait, what? Oh God! Why?
Second edition was a mistake.
I won't go that far because it led to better versions of D&D afterwards.
Certainly, that it's still my least favorite version.
Oh
of
no,
D&D. It is the first version of D&D
no.
I ever played, and I played probably collective years of it, and I still think it's the worst version of D&D.
I will not go that far. I actually like second edition better than I like the earlier edition. I think every edition I've played of D&D has been better than the previous one so far. I have not played fifth yet. That's not true. I have dabbled a little bit in fifth, a little bit now, and I can't say that about that compared to fourth because I've not played it enough. And my gut feeling is I probably won't say that, but up through fourth, every edition of D&D, I preferred it the newer edition of D&D to the previous ones.
I think now that I've got some distance between me and my 3.5 campaigns, I think I do prefer fourth to 3/3.5.
Yep. Here's the thing. I totally understand why people like 3.5. I get it. Like it's just, I have a personal preference for 4, but
the skill system is the thing that I appreciate most about 3.5.
Yep. Oh no, I get that. Makes total sense to me.
But yeah, fourth was
it's a good system.
Mechanically, I can't think of anything beyond the simplified skill system that I dislike about fourth.
Yep.
And I hear and understand people's complaints about it being video gamey, blah 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 blah. I simply decided they are fundamentally wrong.
Dude, they've been making that argument in D&D since third edition became a thing. I think they probably made it about second edition when they went from first to second.
I don't think video games were a big enough thing then for that.
I don't care. They probably did anyways. But they definitively did. They definitively made that argument about third. Oh my
Yep.
god, I remember it happening. Everyone went on about how awful third edition was and how many different ways it ruined D&D and how much too much like a video game it was.
I don't remember those edition. I remember there were edition wars for third,
It wasn't
and
so much edition
Berkeley
wars,
kind of
partially
expanded them.
because part of the reason there wasn't really edition warsy is the internet wasn't as big a thing.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
that's
remember hearing those arguments in different game stores and shit.
oh yeah, totally. Totally. It totally happened. The other big thing was it was a much longer period of time between the editions at that point.
Yep.
Yeah. And TSR wasn't a thing anymore, so there wasn't going to
Yes,
be
that's
more
also
D&D, AD&D, so, you know. Oh, man. Yeah.
But yeah, I am excited to at some point try fifth.
Yep.
I have so many ideas for characters. This is not at all spurred by the fact that I've become addicted to Critical Role.
I gotta watch that some more of that at some point. I watched like a little bit of it and thought, this is actually pretty good.
I suggest starting with campaign 2 because everyone's like better with their shit. There's no like in media res with like characters and introductions and whatnot. And Jesus Christ, the first scene with Jester is charming as all fuck off.
cool. I'm
Jester
a
being the character played by Laura, I forget her last name.
okay. I will say that of the Geek and Sundry stuff I've seen, I'm a biggest fan of Shield of Tomorrow, the Star Trek Adventures game they did.
Mm.
I thought that was really good. It was a lot of fun. It doesn't hurt that I'm a giant Star Trek geek, so
No, I never would have suspected that about you.
and if like honestly, the only reason we didn't do a Star Trek campaign like after we finished up the Star Wars thing was because I was burnt out as a GM for a while, and I've not been I needed time off.
No problem, dude.
And
Honestly, I was excited to try the Star Trek thing, but I was also still am sci-fi'd out.
that's fair. Now, and I want to do Star Trek at some point, but I'm still sort of slowly working my way back into doing any writing at all. I've done a little bit more since last time I talked to you about it, but not like very very tiny little. I made a very rough, quick sketch map of the world and written like 3 sentences. But I actually made a quasi map with no
I
actual
have a
like terrain.
possible suggestion that should happen off stream, but I have a possible suggestion to help you out with that.
Okay.
We'll see if you say yay or nay there.
Okay.
Because I have no idea if it would help you out or not.
Fair.
That's
Oh no! It's honestly, the only reason I've not put more down since then is because I've been doing other stuff.
fair enough.
But yeah. Anyways, let's see. Anything else before we wrap up? I checked our mail. We don't have any questions in the email. I don't think we had anything on the last video either. Nope. So yeah. So normally we save time for viewer questions at the end of the episodes, but we don't have any this week. So, but yeah, I think that's because of that. We do save time. We do save time at the end of every episode for viewer questions if we can. We love getting them. If you've got questions you'd like us to answer in the show, please do send them to us. Our email address is surlygrognards@yahoo.com. surlygrognards@yahoo.com. Or you can post them in the comment section on YouTube, or you can tweet them at me. My Twitter handle is @MechaGM. If you got feedback for us, ways we can make the show better, we love getting that shit. Please send it to us. Same places. And if you got show topic suggestions, oh my god, do we love those.
We really love those.
So send those along. We love seeing those. It's a combination of means we don't spend time sort of talking about what are we going to talk about this week. We had a plan this week for once.
Which helps a lot.
We had
We
plans.
had a vague inkling of a plan, and that like I basically said I need to get shit off my chest
And I
about
agreed with that, and I agreed with you
yeah.
on that one. I was probably going to suggest something similar, so yeah. Uh, and yeah, but we love getting the show suggestions. Partially because of that, partially because it means we get to talk about what you. We actually get to talk about what you guys want us to talk about. Now
Yeah.
we there are times when like we can't do everything because there's stuff we just don't have enough to say about to cover on a show to make a show out of. Sometimes because like we don't know anything about it, or sometimes because like it just there we don't have significant opinions on them.
Yeah.
But
Like there are times where it's like, okay, well that's thanks for the suggestion. I don't care and have no opinion.
and we'll
You
usually
should do something about Pokemon. I don't care and have no opinion.
yeah, well like Pokemon's a great example.
Peter clearly cares and has an opinion, but I don't.
I have a I'm not as big a fan as some of my friends are. I have friends who are
Right.
big fans of Pokemon. I like Pokemon. It's a good game.
It's just not my bag. I think
And
it's
that's
probably
totally
because
fair.
it came at like some other things that other people are really passionate about came at exactly the wrong time in my life for
Oh
me to give
no,
a shit.
there are plenty there are plenty of things that came out at exactly the wrong time for me to become a fan of them.
Yep.
Power Rangers is
Power
the
Rangers is the other one. Power Rangers exactly the wrong time for me to give a shit
oh my
about it.
god, I was
10 years earlier, 10 years later, I would have been all over that shit.
but yeah, Power Rangers, the Pokemon cartoon specifically. I like the Pokemon games. I love. I'm not a fan of the cartoons. They don't do anything for me.
Yep.
But the game, I really enjoyed I enjoyed the game. What else? God help me, Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, the levels to which Yu-Gi-Oh was came out at exactly the wrong time for me was
Yu-Gi-Oh is one of
astonishing.
those shows that came out, and I remember watching some of it because I didn't have legitimate. I didn't have streaming internet video quality at the time, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is this is so absurd and ridiculous. I don't understand. I can't look away." And none of it stuck. I couldn't tell you anything about it at
That's
all,
fine.
other than
No, Yu-Gi-Oh had the real issue of coming out. I was the wrong age for it when it came out. On top of the fact that I was a Magic the Gathering, I was big into Magic the Gathering at the time.
yep.
So the CCG aspects of the show really irked me at the
Oh,
time.
that was the thing. Like the CCG aspects of the show, like I had just given up on the collectability of Magic. I was like, "Fuck this game. I
And
can't
that's
stand the
totally
collectability
yep.
aspect of it. Like, I just don't care." What is this show about? What? Who the? You can combine 5 cards to make a Super God card, and apparently they're the only ones in the existence. I guess I don't know.
Oh my God, you get that show is oh.
How does this have to do with Egyptian gods? Because apparently they're a thing and are active in this universe. And also, for some reason, this guy's entire business empire, international megacorp empire, is built upon the back of children's card games.
All I can say is thank God for the little Karibo.
Yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge is magic.
I have money.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge is magic.
It really is.
Oh. At any rate, that's going to do it for this week. Before we go, I just want to say one more time, thank you, Kyoto Animation. We have nothing but love for you, and we wish you the very best, and hope things get better for you guys.
Two fat middle-aged otaku in the States.
Yep.
Really hope you guys do
Yep.
pull through all right.
Absolutely.
And that's I know you're getting that from a lot of fat middle-aged otaku, but here's 2 more.
Yep. That's going to do it for this week, people. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the show on YouTube, feel free to throw us a subscription and a like. That way, slightly better metrics for us. Woo. Whatever. Anyways, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.